Hello, welcome to episode 15. I am here with Riley Hutchison from Locust Trace. If you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name's Riley Hutchison. Like Connor said, I'm a graduated senior. I'm freshly graduated from Lafayette and Locust Trace. So this is kind of the in between of high school and college. And Connor so graciously invited me to be on his show, and I'm very excited.
Yes, this probably speaks to how bad I am at remembering things. But are you going to UK?
I am, yes. I'm
You
going
are?
to the
Okay.
University of Kentucky. Yeah.
Yes, okay. I remember, I think a majority of the seniors are going to UK.
hmm
You,
Yeah.
Haley, where's Sam going?
Sam's going to Arkansas, and then Addison is
Arkansas.
going to the UK.
Okay.
So
So, yeah. Okay. And you were going for
I'm going for animal science. So
animal
I'm doing
science?
animal science, and I'm doing the kind of the pre-vet track so that I can get ready for vet school.
Oh, you want to be, I assume, large animal.
Yeah, large animal.
Yeah, because you were always the beef person in my mind.
I was, yeah, yeah. So,
Uh, Haley was dairy, you were beef, and that was
yep,
president, vice president. Very easy to remember.
yeah. We were very both much cow people. Very different opposite sides of the spectrum. So,
So, you're kind of, this is gonna sound really weird, an anomaly for Locust Trace people, because you are the few few people who actually had a traditional, or at least more traditional experience with agriculture before you came to
hmm
Locust Trace. If
hmm
you want to tell us a bit about that.
yeah. So I was born and raised in Georgetown, so Scott County, right across from Fayette. And then I was born and raised on a cattle farm, so I did have that more of a traditional agriculture background. And so my family raises beef cattle in Scott County, and so that's kind of where I got my understanding of agriculture from. And I knew what FFA was, but I didn't exactly know what it was what it really means once you join it. So yeah, I know a lot of kids at Locust Trace do come from a non-traditional agriculture background, which was something that I had to learn when I first started my experience there. But I mean, every single person there was great, and I don't think it gave me an advantage or a disadvantage. I mean, I still like when I went to Locust Trace, I learned things that I didn't know. I mean, I went through the pre-vet track and the equine track, which wasn't something that I had access to growing up.
Right, and I that's what I love because you get something out of it regardless. Like
Right.
I'm learning stuff that I probably wouldn't have learned
hmm
anywhere else. Like I'm hopefully taking food science or animal science this year with
Yeah.
whoever is doing that because I want
hmm
a bit more introduction to livestock because I do also kind of want
Right.
to go into veterinary science.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
So just like I guess having a nice more rounded experience with it.
hmm
And so have you so when did you first hear about Locust Trace?
So I went to Jesse Clark when in Fayette County in middle school. So I went there. I think a lot of kids went there actually, and so we all had the same ag teacher, Miss Bentley. So I took her during my eighth grade year. I took her year-long agri-science class. So at the end of that year, we were able to apply for Locust Trace. So I passed it every single morning, going to elementary school, going to middle school, but I didn't really know what it was. I mean, I knew it was a Fayette County school, but I really didn't understand the meaning of Locust Trace. So Miss Bentley encouraged all of us to apply, and I applied, and I actually have a twin sister, and she applied as well. So I applied, and I got in, and that was really the first time I heard about it. And even then, like through the application, I really didn't know what to expect. And then when we had our orientation, our welcome to the Wolf Pack, I went and I really just fell in love with it. So we did a field trip, but really getting to talk to the teachers and talk to other students who were going to be in my class, that was a really good experience. And that's when I really learned like this school, yes, it's about agriculture, but there's so many different routes that students can experience. There's different pathways. There's something really for everyone. And that's when I really found out like this place is pretty special.
I and yeah, I think a good majority of people at Locust Trace are from Jesse Clark, just because
Yeah.
it feels like everyone's from Lafayette. It feels
Yep.
like I'm the few not.
No, no, no. I feel like it's a lot of Lafayette and Dunbar kids. Honestly.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm
and
the
Douglas.
only Yeah, I'm the only Douglas
I was gonna
person.
say, and some Douglas. I was gonna say you're Douglas. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But so when you first kind of went into locust race or just agriculture in general, did you really think much about FFA or anything of it or have any knowledge of it?
I knew what FFA was. Like I said, I came from an ag background, which is something you pointed out. And I knew, but honestly, like I knew the stereotype. I knew that, oh, this was a club for farmers. And then I got to Locust Trace. And honestly, in the beginning, I was so focused on the equine science track because I knew I wanted to do something with horses and cattle. And then I got really into the pre vet track. So that's really where my focus was until I started getting more involved in my principles of agriculture class with my old ag teacher, Miss Margita. So there, I mean, we learned about FFA, we learned the motto, we learned the creed, we did all of that. But then along that, she also introduced junior parley. And that's really where I feel like a lot of kids in FFA really get their first understanding of, okay, this is my first contest. This is what I'm really learning what FFA is about. And there's more to FFA than just a competition perspective. But that for me was a really good stepping stone of me entering the FFA world. So that's really where my journey began. And then it kind of just grew from there, like a lot of kids.
Yeah, and I will never stop saying this, no matter how many times it gets brought up. But
Mm-hmm.
the three like big events in my mind for like people to like get a little foothold is Junior Parley, Quiz Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
and Creed Speaking, just because
Yeah,
they're
for sure.
very like introductory, for
Mm-hmm.
lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And how did that first year of like competing go?
It went well. So I started with junior parley. I was not a Creed girl. I didn't do Creed. So junior parley was really the only experience that I had my freshman year, besides doing and it's called an event in the bluegrass called UK Field Day. So that was also something I did, but for me, junior parley was my big stepping stone. So I met my closest group of friends. So Haley, Sam, those girls, they were on my junior parley team, and that was really where like my friendships began. So I would say that it first started my foundation for my friendships. And then it also just really introduced me to like, okay, the competition aspect of FFA. And I got to learn more about like FFA and the bluegrass as a whole. I got to go to UK Regional Day. I got to go to the Spencer County Invitational. And so for me, that was also a good opportunity to meet other FFA members and see what other chapters are like, because it's not a shocker to anyone at Locust Trace or surrounding counties that Locust Trace is a very different FFA chapter than what is traditionally seen. So I competed in my first competition. I got my first jacket, which was really exciting. And I just really built my understanding of, okay, this is an organization that I think is going to be really impactful for me and is something that I want to stay with. So it really built up my leadership and public speaking skills. Doing that first competition is really scary sometimes. So I really got to, build connections with my friends and build my leadership skills. And then it led me to, I would say it was my foundation for the other paths that I took in FFA.
Nice. And yeah, and I kind of feel that too, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
at least with my kind of group of people with
Mm-hmm.
MK, Charlotte, and
Yeah.
Sarah Carter,
Yeah.
of just
Mm-hmm.
like how close we've kind of
Mm-hmm.
gotten, especially, you know, just after leadership training camp. I am very excited for this year because it feels like a right size, if that makes sense. Like
Yes.
it's enough
Mm-hmm.
people to where we can delegate if things get a bit too much, but not so far out that everything kind of gets
Yeah.
muffled or lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that. And yeah, and to be honest, I don't think it really, I don't think I ever really understood the impact of it could have on me
Mm-hmm.
until my first high school Kentucky FFA leadership training
Mm-hmm.
last year. It didn't really, like, I knew, but I didn't really kind of put into words, if that makes it, or
Yeah.
like internalize what it
Yeah.
meant.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just maybe I wish. Hold on, let me restart. I'm getting lost in my own thought. My bad. But I think leadership training camps and stuff like that, like our introduction, our freshman or first year leadership training conference
Mm-hmm.
is so important because of like you just said, like having that first introduction into FFA and what it can
Mm-hmm.
do for you, and what you can do in it.
Mhm.
Um, like Mr. Bustle said during my green hand ceremony, how he always wants there to be as many people who get their green hand degree that gets their chapter degree.
Mhm.
Um, and I think most people can get it. I think most people have the ability and willing and skill to do it. They just don't have
Mhm.
like the determination or
Mhm.
wantingness to.
Mhm. Yeah, I
So
agree.
like having like workshops talking about it, maybe they don't fully get it, but like at least having the like little seeds being planted can
Yeah.
help us go a long way.
Mhm.
And when did you first kind of think about joining the executive team?
Yeah, so Miss Margita, she was our advisor and our coach for junior parley, along with Miss Myers. She really encouraged everybody on the junior parley team to apply for a committee chair position. So, if viewers aren't familiar, you have to be a committee chair before you can become an officer at Locust Trace. So I was encouraged, and I was like, okay, like I've really enjoyed my experience here so far. So maybe I can take it one step further and help other people feel the way I felt, made them feel seen, made them feel heard, and give them ideas and bring them into our chapter. So I applied and I was an in person interview, and I'm not going to lie, it was pretty nerve wracking at first. So, really, just that encouragement from my advisors pushed me to apply for a committee chair position, and I was fortunate enough that I earned one. And that was my first leadership position in our chapter. And I really think it helped shape me for future positions and future officers and just future leadership opportunities that have arisen, not even just in FFA, like in life in general. So I would say my advisors were my really big encouragers and also my friends because my friends were the ones that applied to be committee chairs as well. So I was like, okay, if they can go through this, maybe I can too, and we can do it together.
What committee uh which committee were you
Yeah, I
on?
was family and community engagement. So Miss
Okay.
Margita actually also was my advisor with that committee. So I helped plan our Welcome to the Wolf Pack, our fall festival, and our spring showcase throughout the year and with some trace days. So
Nice. I that's my second favorite committee.
your
I'm a bit
second
biased.
favorite?
I
What's
have
your
a
first
good
favorite?
fundraising, but I'm a bit biased.
A little bit biased.
A little bit.
I
Just
don't
a
know. You
tiny
guys do
bit.
some pretty cool stuff. So,
It is true.
mhm.
I think we get to do, at least us and Face get to do the most fun stuff, or at least have
Mhm.
the most.
Yeah.
Like all of them are important, yes, but
Mhm.
we're the more fun ones
Yeah.
because we actually
But it
get to
also
do.
depends on the people who run it. So,
Yes,
you know. So no, you got plenty of ideas, and you know, Mr. Craig will always be a great mentor.
yeah. Mr. Craig usually always is.
Hmm.
Um, and so after you got the committee position, um, did you know what FFA Leadership Training Camp is, or Kara Martin
I
again,
didn't.
Kentucky FFA Leadership Training Camp?
Right, with all the new rebranding.
Yeah.
I heard about all that. Happened the year I wasn't there. But I actually did not know about FFA camp, and I unfortunately did not go my year as a committee chair. I only went my junior and senior year. So I didn't get to go as a committee chair, but I heard really great things. So I knew what it was at that point in time because usually they ask us at the end of the interviews, and I was like, oh yeah, but I really didn't know what it was until my junior and senior year. I didn't get to
Okay.
experience it, and that's really what makes the difference.
Yeah, and so what was the executive team that year? Because that was the year I wasn't there.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, your sophomore, and
That would have been the year it was Kat Hudson was president, and Thomas Epps, Alexis Goldie, Whitney Rivard, Lillian, all those people.
okay,
So
okay, that was the last time a guy was on the executive team in until
yeah,
now,
and
I
Vic.
guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and a Vic. Yeah, yeah.
because there's only three of us now. I'm hoping
Yes, yeah.
our um in our O&O this year.
Hmm.
No, it was our officer class. Um,
Hmm.
our teacher, it was her first year teaching, but she actually made us do this thing that I think was really cool, and I actually want to steal it for like
Hmm.
a workshop or something for like trace days or just
Yeah.
and she made us do smart goals, which
Mm.
kind of boring, but but the smart goals we were doing were things relating to us and not only just us, but things that we could
Yeah.
do in our chapter.
Yeah.
So Mine was, I I hope to get more male engagement in our chapter by the end of February when competition season starts.
Yeah, I think that's a really good goal to have. I think it is something that has been noticeable throughout the past few years at Locust Trace for sure. I mean, even as a girl, especially as a guy. So I think it's great that we have some guys on the executive team this year, just because like us girls can talk as long as we want. But I think it'll be helpful with some guys talking to them
Yeah,
as well.
and me,
So
Ian, and Carter, were actually talking about that during, I
yeah,
think it was like a lunch or something. We're like, okay,
hmm,
how do we get more people into this?
right. Yeah, yeah.
And I don't want to steal someone else's speech, but in Manly, one of his Kentucky Farm Bureau speech thing
Hmm.
from last year
Hmm.
or the year before, it was something about the effects of having same-sex role models in FFA or agriculture and leadership, and how it
Hmm.
like actually increases their amount of involvement. So
Yeah,
that's I think is really important because like we always need more guys. Just
yeah,
plus leaving Mr. Bustle alone.
yeah, yeah.
Did Haley tell you about his toolbox?
His toolbox.
Okay, okay, okay,
I don't
okay.
think so.
So, Mr. Bustle, the
Hmm.
entirety of this past week, he has had this toolbox with him
Okay.
with with a lock on it,
Okay.
and he would take it wherever he went. And when
Hmm.
he set it down, he would lock it to a table.
Hmm.
Or do you know the like volleyball posts?
Yeah.
He locked it to that when he was judging one of the volleyball matches.
Oh, Mr. Bustle.
And he never told anyone what was in it. And then
That's so strange.
and then when we asked too much, he said, "If you ask too many questions, I might have to bring it out." So,
Okay, Mr. Bustle. What
and
a
a bunch of
strange guy.
and like a bunch of the advisors were talking about it too, and how in I think it was the Sentinel officer class.
Hmm.
Um, but they said if you see a guy holding a toolbox, just to stay far away from him or something like that.
I'm curious now. I
I
really am.
I
I
was too
really am.
because he was Mr. Bustle was my bunkmate, so he was below me.
Oh, yes. I forget. I forget us. Yeah.
So every single time I got up in the morning, I would just look down and I would just see the toolbox. There it
Wow.
is.
Yeah. What an advisor. Mr. Bustle, he's been a character throughout
I'm gonna miss him
4 years. Yeah.
when I leave.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think he'll ever retire.
I don't think so. But I think when you see an advisor and you see that this is what they really enjoy doing, I don't think it's necessarily work to them.
Yeah,
So I think with his, not even just FFA, but like with his pathway and everything he does at Locust Trace, I mean, Mr. Bustle is such an inspiration to so many members that I don't think that,
right.
I don't think we would let him retire. So,
No,
yeah.
he he he's too, he's too good of a teacher and like a mentor
Hmm.
to like I asked him this on like one of the final nights if he ever thinks about the like many like students' lives he's touched and had a major impact on,
Hmm.
and he was like sometimes yes, and then he just stopped answering.
Yeah.
I it's people like him that I think make high school better. Like
Hmm.
I don't know what I would be doing if I went to Douglas full time
I know. I feel you. I feel you.
because it's just having those teachers like Mr. Bustle or Mr. Craig or Miss
Hmm.
Thompson
Hmm.
or Miss Brosser or Miss Marquette, just like able to talk to you
Hmm.
and be able to like understand what you're doing and what you like because they have similar interests.
Yes.
And I don't think any other organization has that, if that makes sense. Like no other organization truly has like the people who teach you and advise you
Hmm.
truly understand what it's like to be a member
Right.
because almost every single FFA advisor was a member at some point for the
Mhm.
most part. So they get
Mhm.
it. They
Mhm.
understand
Mhm.
what it means, and that just makes it special.
Yeah.
Very special because they can help you like a lot easier than someone on like beta, like
Mhm.
because beta is different no matter everywhere you go, but FA is
Right.
usually kind of
Mhm.
not strict but stiff on what it is.
Yeah. And I think that's something that every FFA member can resonate with is that they rely on their advisors. And I think that's why FFA is such a great organization is because our advisors are there for us 24/7. I mean, me and you have felt it, the parley practices, the endless hours that Mr. Bustle puts into us, the week that the teachers spend away doing, UK Field Day, National Convention, State Convention, Leadership Training Camp. I mean, there's not really another organization that does it like that. So,
And not to not to put you on full blast, but the story you had on your Instagram of like get me out of here, just like a video, Mr. Bustle, talking
oh my
about parley.
goodness. Yes, when we were at Locust Trace at 9 p.m. at night doing parley practice for the second night. Yes, right before National Convention.
Mention
Yes. He definitely relayed his love of Robert's Rules of Order to us. So, yeah, but
I I asked him, has he always been like this? And he kind
mhm,
of just stared at me for a minute and said, "What
yeah.
do you mean by that?"
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like even when it gets a bit tiring, like spending how many hours with Mr. Bustle every week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, doing I'm at the time of to fix. I can't even do it. Oh my goodness, I'm so
Fix the
washed.
time to
To
which to
which to
adjourn.
adjourn. So when this meeting adjourns, it adjourns to meet at 5:30, July 22nd in Mr. Bustle's room or
Exactly.
whatever. Just
Yep.
doing that for like
Yep.
an hour, a few
Hmm.
hours every week. And
Hmm.
I'm gonna miss that. Like I'm gonna miss that
You will.
time.
You
Yeah.
will. Coming from someone who's graduated, you will. But I think it's great that we get to miss something so much.
So
You know
much.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's amazing that we get to have these opportunities and we have these memories that we get to make and we get to miss them so heavily because it meant that much to us. So,
Right. And yeah, and Amelia Tucker, man, I'm quoting everyone today, but like she said to me, you'll never understand how much of an impact your teachers in FFA has on you
hmm,
until you're no longer in it.
hmm,
And
it's
even
true.
then, it'll probably take a few years
Hmm.
just because of like I don't know how much I I can't say how much it has an impact on me because I'm not an outside perspective. For
Hmm.
I think just seeing what other people say who are
Hmm.
like graduated like you, how much it has an impact.
Yeah.
It most definitely does.
Hmm.
Like I don't think you would be as good of a speaker or leader as you are without FFA.
I definitely would not be. And I don't think anyone would be who's been through FFA, regardless if they've had a leadership position. I mean, I'm under the mentality that even if you do one contest or do one quiz bowl, like every moment has an impact on you. So I think that every moment, and I'm fortunate enough to have been heavily involved in FFA, that it has left a lasting output in my life. So yes, you will look back and you will think about the little things, and there's little things I do now that I wouldn't have done if I hadn't done job interview, if I hadn't done junior parley, senior parley, like all the different things. If it means that much and it makes that much of a difference.
Right. And you don't it's something I do want to get across to new members the best I can. You don't have to be the most outspoken or first
Yeah.
person to raise your hand in a room to be a
Hmm.
good leader.
Yeah.
You just have to be the person that shows up. Like
Hmm.
there are a million different ways to be a leader.
Hmm.
Some people do it from behind the scenes,
Hmm.
like during concerts. Yeah, there's the band out front or the artist, um, but there's also tens, if not hundreds, of people working behind the scenes, making sure that the show goes on correctly.
Hmm.
And you never think about that, but
Exactly.
those people are just as important as the people performing on stage.
Hmm.
And like, you don't need to be like the person in the charge of the room leading everyone. You just need to be the person that's there. and like helping in any way they can.
And I think that's something that's really important as well is like you said, you don't necessarily have to have a leadership position to be involved in FFA either. Even if you do want a leadership position and it's a smaller one, that's also still a good way to get involved. But if you come to chapter events, if you help with fundraisers, if you show up to volunteer work, like that's just as important and you will get recognized and you will get noticed, even if you are just that active member. So, and if you are the quiet type, there's contests and there's other ways to not be as heavily outspoken that, the FFA portrays in
Yeah.
public speaking. Like, yeah, that's a big part of it, and it's a great opportunity, and I hope that everybody at least has the chance to take it. But if that's really not your thing, then there's other ways to excel.
Right. It's not about the awards or laurels or titles that you get in
Hmm.
FFA. It's or like leadership it just in general. It doesn't matter what title or how many awards you won. It just all that should matter to you is the amount of people that you help and that you realize that you can touch. Like,
It's very similar to my retiring address.
yep,
Mhm. Yep.
because like some all the advisors that you'll ever have, not
Hmm.
all, even when they were in FFA, some of them weren't even officers. Some were. Most weren't. Were only chapter officers.
Hmm.
Yes, you may get like a few state officers, even a national officer if you're lucky, but
Hmm.
that's not what makes them a good advisor or a good teacher. What makes
Exactly.
them a good advisor or a good teacher is how they help you in the classroom.
Hmm.
Mr. Bustle or Mr. Craig will never, in a never like be given millions of dollars for their work,
Exactly.
but they don't need to.
Hmm.
Them just, and I don't think either of them would want that, knowing them,
Right.
because then that means Mr. Craig would have to put on a suit, which he is highly adverse to.
Yeah.
But just I think them just like knowing that they've helped people is probably enough for them.
Hmm. And they do it out of the kindness of their heart and the goodness of this is what they want to do and these are the people they want to help and this is a career that they're actively invested in. So I think it's really great and we're all really fortunate that they choose to invest so much in us and spend so much time just at our school and with our kids and with our program that, hopefully they get the same in return.
If they get the same out of it,
Hmm.
and like, and I think everyone in FFA um, can teach. Some won't, not necessarily being a teacher if that makes sense, but like you know just teaching or passing on knowledge to other people, whether
Yeah, sharing
sharing
experiences.
experiences, right? So like when you're like 50 years in the future about to retire,
Right.
giving
Yep.
your knowledge of whatever you may do, whether you continue to stick with vet or move on to something else, just passing on your
Hmm.
knowledge to a colleague or a person who you know who's just getting into the industry,
Hmm.
or just or even just being an active learner yourself as you go through it and learning new techniques, learning new ideas from other people as you go along.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's a big part of FFA is the lifelong learning,
Hmm.
which
And that's something I really love about your channel is that we get to talk to other members and hear what their experiences are, even if they're from counties and sometimes states away.
yeah,
So I think that's something that's really special is we all get to see how different but also similar our experiences have been, and we all get to learn from each other and find a little bit about each other as well.
yeah, like hearing about Liam Wade all the way up in Alaska and
Right.
his 200 to 500 members total, and
Wild.
wild in how like different organizations, how different associations work. Like how some
Hmm.
you can be a state officer your senior year, which is
Hmm.
crazy to me.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like how do you juggle that
I
at
know
that
that's a lot.
level? That's a that's a lot of
Imagine not
work.
being 18 years old and leading your state association. I think that's a really big commitment.
Yeah,
So,
and I have the utmost respect for those people who do.
yeah. Hmm.
Or like us in Kentucky where we have 12 officers, which is
Right.
crazy.
Hmm.
Um, then of course there's like California and Texas with who knows how many.
Who
Um,
knows?
I there's an absurd amount. Um,
Hmm.
but then smaller organizations like N- Nevada. I,
Hmm.
I don't like I'm so used to saying Nevada, but uh, with only 2 people that stayed with
Wild.
us.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's like 2 or 3. I
Yeah.
could totally be wrong, but
No, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah,
Yeah.
but just the different experiences, because every association, every chapter, every region is gonna be different, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what makes them special. Like
Mm-hmm.
Locust Trace wouldn't be as cool as it is if it didn't have the things that it does, but
Right.
that doesn't mean any chapter that doesn't have what we do makes them
Mm-hmm.
any less special. Like
Yeah.
it's all about working with what you have. You don't like like a chapter with only 6 members, 6 executive team members can just do as much as us with like 15.
Right. And I think something that's really special is that regardless of what your chapter is like or how big or small it is, or if it's a technical school like us, I think that something that's really important is that we all still love FFA. Regardless of what your FFA may look like, it's that we all want to grow, we all want to help each other, we all want to help our communities, and we all just want to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. And I think that that's something that's really important, and we all want to advocate for agriculture in the best way possible. And I think that's why our national organization gets along so well, is because we're different in our own ways and we lead in our own ways, but we all have one really big goal to advocate for ag and be able to innovate and change it for the best.
And the tide rises all ships. Like it's not a competition. Like yes, there
Mm-hmm.
are competition elements, but that shouldn't be what pushes you. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Something one of my band directors told me, Miss Wiggins, an amazing lady and an amazing band director, but she said she doesn't get better at her instrument to be for a competition or to be better than others. She does it so that she's the best version of herself,
Mm-hmm.
whether or not that's better than other people. And I think that's just a good way to view things.
Yeah, I think that's a great mentality.
Don't be complacent in yourself
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason. Maybe you're a bit late, not even lazy. Maybe you're a bit like scared of trying something
Mm-hmm.
new, or maybe you just wanted to get it over with, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever reasons you may be procrastinating or putting something off. As long as you do it, and as long as you go in with a mentality of I'm doing this to better myself,
Right.
just think of the things you could do.
Mm-hmm.
I know if I had that mentality, maybe not even like in 6th grade, I probably could be doing a lot more. But hindsight is 2020,
Yeah.
and it's now I can use it for forever, pretty much, as
Yeah.
long as
And
I'm around to use it.
there will be those moments where you're like, oh goodness, like I really wish I did win that contest, or man, like I really wish I did get that higher position. But the biggest thing in FFA that even I had to remind myself a lot of, I'll be honest, is that like the contest results, the pins and the positions don't determine your worth, don't determine your impact, but the way you uplift your members and uplift your chapter do. That is what the people will remember you by. No one is going to remember, oh, Riley was the 25-26 chapter vice president. She's going to remember like that one member is going to remember like, oh, she held the door open for me that day and told me I looked pretty. Like that's the things that people are going to remember, the way you made them feel, the way you made them feel wanted. And that's what FFA is about, is making people feel welcome. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we like. I'll be honest, like I've gotten stuck on it before, is wanting to have another pin to add to my jacket. But and that's okay to feel like that. I mean, you want to be proud of yourself and you want to be able to showcase the things and the accomplishments you've won, but just when it really gets down to that root and gets to the nitty gritty, we have to remember that, like, okay, I'm here because I'm representing an organization. I want to better myself and I want to better others. And I think that's something that we can all remind ourselves of sometimes.
Right. And like you said, like no one's gonna remember if you finish first or finish last. Like
Right.
no one's no one's gonna remember that I placed last at our district Locust Trace FFA Greed Speaking contest. No one's gonna remember that.
No one's going to remember that. I didn't even know
You
that.
know that, yeah,
You know?
exactly. No one's gonna remember that, but people are gonna remember if I help, like you said, if you held the door open for them, or if
Mhm.
they helped you fill out an application. No one's gonna remember the amount of stuff you won. Like, there are some people, that I'll see and I'll meet who are like former state officers who I didn't even know that. I
Mhm.
didn't know Amelia Tucker was a former state officer
Mhm.
until semi recently
Mhm.
because I just knew her as the really cool Red Lobster
Yes.
FFA counselor. That's all I knew
Mhm.
her for, and how
Yeah.
like nice and a good like workshop she had. That's all I knew,
Mhm.
and just stuff like that, like
Mhm.
just cool stuff. Like
Yeah. Just like the way people make you feel is more important than, their titles and the positions that they have. So, and I think that,
right,
that's something that I've had to remind myself before. So,
like it's always nice to be recognized,
mhm.
but sometimes
Mhm.
it's not always the best feeling.
Right. But also, if you go through and you are the best version of yourself that you can be, and you choose to have that, okay, let me better myself, and, if I can beat others, that's great. But if I choose to, be the best version of myself that I can be, a lot of the times the recognition will follow. So
Right.
you
Like
just,
the this little certificate and pin
exactly.
mean very little to me. But
Right.
what does matter to me is how others see me, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. Like I
Yeah.
don't like cool, now I can now fully wear my FFA jacket with 3 pins.
Yeah.
Yay.
Hmm.
But I don't really care. All I care about is do people know me for good reasons and did I
Yeah.
help someone?
Yes, which means that when you got that pin, it's that there were other members thinking, "Oh my gosh, Connor deserves this. He was so great. He made me feel so special. He really recognized me." And there were other advisors in that room and across the camp who were like, "Hey, there's this really cool kid named Connor who I think really deserves this award because he's doing all these really cool things for our members." So, I mean, in the moment, you probably weren't thinking, "Oh my gosh, like I really want the Kentucky Leadership Training Center Outstanding Leadership Award." But you were probably thinking, oh my gosh, like, let me cheer on this person. Let me make them feel welcome. Let me make them feel wanted. And
Right.
that's what I mean by if you really are a good person, which of course you are.
Oh,
But
thank
if
you.
you are a good person and you do good things, then a lot of the time the recognition will follow because people recognize that and people appreciate it.
Yeah, people appreciate kindness and just like you won it last year, which I think is very cool as well.
Thank you.
Like there are many different reasons, and like Mr. Mitchum said, it's not always the people who are presidents or even on student council or even officers.
Yeah,
It's about people who are doing the right thing, like
exactly.
picking up trash whenever they see it, holding
Yeah.
open the door,
Mm-hmm.
offering water, just answering
Mm-hmm.
questions, just being
Mm-hmm.
nice. There are so many different ways to be a good leader. Like I said
Mm-hmm.
earlier, you don't have to be, you don't have to be an Aiden Manley. You don't have to be a Thaddeus Schneider or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't need to be the person at the head of the room.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes what people need is just that person to cheer you on.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I don't think our chapter would be as good as it was if we didn't have you as secretary and vice president because you locked in on AET.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was definitely a curve that I had to learn, and I was happy to do it. But it's things you have to learn, and every single person in our chapter contributes in their own way, regardless of
Right.
what their position is as an officer or as an executive team member or just as a member. Like every member brings something to the table and brings. I mean, even when I was a committee chair, the people in my committee were bringing innovative ideas that I wouldn't have thought of if I didn't listen to them. So
Right.
everybody has something that they can offer, and what you can hope is that you know they fulfill it.
Yeah. And FFA is the only organization like it.
For sure.
I love it so much because of that. Uh,
Hmm.
I something I always want to find out is what other people who aren't in FFA or know
Hmm.
anything about it think about it, especially
Right.
people in like Lexington or Indianapolis when they just see a bunch of people like flood the streets wearing blue Corvettes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, even in that, like you have to think like this is like when people come to state convention, this is a lot of the time people are seeing like a quote unquote big city. Like me and you, we are in Lexington all the time, and we see
That's
all the
down the
time.
road.
It's normal for us. Like downtown, like we've been to Rep Arena. But my older sister, she was at the mall, the FFA mall one day, and she was like, she called me, and we were sitting in a session, and she was like, Riley, there are so many people in blue jackets here. They look just like you. Like they're having so much fun at the mall. Like they're everywhere. And I was like, yeah, I mean, like this is an experience for them, and you know, just that's the great thing about FFA is we can all come together and be great people and find a
Yeah,
community. So,
and just like, and the amount of people I've met or talked to at like during workshops, like
hmm
one of the most fun experiences I've ever had is during national convention during a workshop
hmm
where it was the workshop was pretty much building networking, which is exactly what I did, but
yeah,
just meeting the like not even just for networking, but just meeting cool people. Like
hmm
I met a girl named Madison Molino from
hmm
Connecticut, and I interviewed her not too long ago,
yeah,
and she's just a really nice person and a good friend of mine now,
yeah,
just from meeting her. And just now I know that she absolutely adores horses. She's an absolute like horse fanatic.
horse
She has a
girl,
great yep. She has
yeah,
a great Pyrenees dog, and he's
yeah,
adorable.
oh,
And just learning stuff about other people. And even during this last week, I met these two people from Nelson County,
hmm
Lucas and Bella, who I just
hmm
met, and they're really awesome people. And
yeah,
hopefully, I can't wait to see them during national convention or state convention, whenever that time is. Or the Star Group,
oh yeah, color groups. I
the other
loved all of our
groups.
color groups.
Um,
I think that's one of the best ways that you can make friends, and I think one of the great things is that we do make those plans of like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see you at nationals, or I can't wait to see you at state convention. So I think that's really important. Is you only get to see those people a few times a year, but then each time it's really really special.
yeah, like we made a group chat with all of us in it, and we're
Yeah.
all. I think they were texting right before this interview started, but
Oh,
and we also won the Olympics.
did you really?
Yes.
That's exciting.
So
I don't think my color group ever won the Olympics, which is okay, but
well, you were in Stars last year. I do remember that.
I was in Stars last year, and I was in Black the year
Yeah,
before that.
but
Stars was the best group. Ah, that's exciting.
and Elena, she absolutely clutched at the last minute during the swimming relay.
Where she did.
She, I find it, we had two people in a row from
hmm
Lafayette who are vice presidents in the Star group that won the swimming relay for the
Yeah.
Star group.
What can I say?
Just,
Our Lafayette swim team, we're on top, but
yep, but yeah,
it's funny how the
and
universe works like that.
yeah, and just the amount of people in there I met. Like, I met this awesome guy named well, two awesome people, Xavier and Ben from Rockcastle.
Okay.
Ben Colliff and
hmm
Xavier. I don't know his last name. I
I
feel
was
my bad.
waiting for a call if. I was waiting for a call if.
Colliff, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I met Ben. Ben's awesome. He led all of our chants, and he taught me a new thing: to give me two claps and a Ric Flair. So I will be using this all throughout Locust Trace from here
There you
on
go.
out. The
Yeah. I love it. Yes.
um,
And that's something that you can bring back to your own chapter. You see, like
mhm,
that's like one of the coolest things is you get to learn and get to experience these new things and then you get to take them back.
yep. And I also we're actually bringing back an idea for an event. I hope it
hmm
works out. But
hmm
like this chicken supper or fish during the end of the year where people
hmm
pay like a $5 ticket
hmm
to then just have like a chicken meal as like a
hmm
fundraiser.
hmm
We might do fish or chicken,
hmm
um, but just that idea because well, we're doing aquaponics this year, so we'll
Yeah.
have the fish anyways.
Yeah. There you go.
And also, chickens are relatively easy to grow,
Yeah.
supposedly,
Yeah.
um, according to some people at Locust Trace.
hmm
So
Pretty easy
hopefully,
to manage.
pretty easy to. It's easier to anything's easier to manage than pigs.
This is true.
This is very
This is
true.
true.
Or cattle. Um,
It depends. It really depends. I'll tell you that much. Without getting into too much of the cattle background, I'll say it depends. So,
you know far more about cattle than I probably will ever.
but you know a lot more about networking than I'll ever know right now. So,
This is
it
true.
really
This is
depends.
true.
It depends on your niche. It depends on what your interests are.
Like,
So,
I have the utmost respect for like people like you, Haley, um, Kat, and just all those people who just like. And I guess I'm kind of falling into it as well, but like they have their one niche that they're really, really passionate about.
mm,
Like Mr. Bustle and plants, you and cattle,
hmm
beef cattle, or
hmm
Haley and dairy. Like
hmm
during the talent show, you'll never guess what she dresses up as in a
a
onesie.
cow,
A cow.
cow.
Yep.
Yeah, it
Because what
tracks.
else? Because what else would it be? Um,
Exactly. But you have a niche too that you're really passionate about is this channel, like
yeah,
advocating and networking and getting to meet other members. Like that's the thing that I recognize you for. And all of us have, we all have endless personalities despite our one niche. But like you said, I think it is really important to have at least one topic that you're really passionate about and can really advocate for.
yeah. Like, and I think that's one thing that I hope to never take it for granted about, especially at Locust
hmm
Trace, because of how many people we have, and they're so passionate about so many different things.
hmm
Like, like I said, Bustle and his plants, or
hmm
Miss Thompson and just kind of everything. To be honest,
Everything, yeah.
yeah,
But like nature, forestry,
nature, yeah.
that kind of thing.
Like,
But
I water quality is her big
mhm,
thing.
yeah.
We had this like 3 week span where all we talked about was water quality. Some of the most entertaining I've ever had in a high school class in my
Yeah.
entire life. Like, and just stuff like that. Like, it's so
Mhm,
cool to hear what people are passionate about that I
mhm,
wouldn't have ever known.
mhm.
I hope that one year I'm here that we find someone or get someone that is very passionate about poultry
Yeah.
because I want to know more about chickens.
We've had a few rabbit girls,
Harmony.
Harmony and Marley Schaefer. They were our rabbit girls. Um, but not really any poultry that I can think of. You know,
If no one does it, then I'll
kind of a
start.
niche thing in Fayette County. We don't really
I
raise
know.
chickens, you know.
I won't raise chickens, but I'm tempted. Honestly, I'm tempted enough to just learn a lot about chickens because I just think they're interesting.
Go for it. Yeah.
Or swine. That
Yeah.
because that swine speech I gave was
hmm
really fun.
Yeah, and I think that's great that you can explore other topics like that. I mean, it doesn't have to be like, oh my goodness, I'm going to throw everything I have in this, but it's
Yeah.
also like, okay, I want to learn more about this, and I'm more interested in that. I mean, I'm not the biggest small animal vet advocate, but when I got to experience it for a summer and I got to learn a lot of it through like my first 2 years at pre-vet, I was like, okay, this is interesting. Like, I can get into this. I want to learn more about it, but it wasn't like large animal in the other
Yeah.
aspect. It is something that I think it's good to still be well rounded.
Where did you intern at?
I interned at the Commonwealth Vet Clinic in Georgetown. So, and then my senior year, my internship was and I'm an employee there now, is Spy Coast Farm at their rehabilitation center. So I rehabilitate horses basically.
That's
So
pretty cool.
it's a lot
Um,
of fun.
yeah, and just the spreading their wings. Like, I wouldn't have known I have such an interest in veterinary pathology until the D lab came through, and
Yeah,
that's something I really like
yeah.
because it's the more messy stuff. Like that's what
Mhm.
speaks to me.
And I think that's important. Like we need people in every field, and I think that's something that's like is really interesting and get to experience a lot of different things and learn lots of different like toxicology and like all that fun stuff. So I think I was also interested in like the videos and the cadavers she brought in. That
Hmm.
was really
That was yeah, and I'm also just excited about vet in general. Like I
yeah.
said, tomorrow I'm going on a tour of Purdue.
That's
Um,
so exciting. That'll be
so
fun. You need to tell Whitney.
yes, I will. I'll
Uh,
message Whitney.
she'll be so
Um,
happy.
because it's like, and I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for Miss Maxim.
Yeah.
So, because Miss Maxim, she was like, if you ever want to go out of state, which I do kind of want to do just to like
Mhm.
spread my wings a bit. Maybe
Yeah.
not that entirely far. Like I'm not
Experience.
going to UC Davis, but like,
Right.
but like somewhere relatively close. But
Yeah.
um, and she was like, "Hey, I usually say this to all my students that have an interest in going out of state to just go to Purdue because it's
Hmm.
only 4 hours away. You're still
Hmm.
close to home. They have a great program." And I was like, "I'll take you up on that offer." And
Yeah. That's
this was during state convention too. It was when we went to the ice
oh
cream parlor.
nice.
So
Nice.
I don't know where you were during that. I think you were getting ice cream.
Probably up front beelining for the ice
The
cream and
ice
how hot
cream,
it
yeah.
was. So I don't know, but that's really exciting. You need to let me know how that goes.
It's
I've heard a lot of good things about Purdue, and they have a really good vet program, vet tag, veterinarian, everything.
is that
So
what is that what Wendy's going for?
she's going for ag business.
Ag
So
business. Okay.
yeah, so they have a crazy amount of different ag majors, but that's what she's going for. So
Nice. Yeah,
yeah.
it's so cool to see the like amount of people from Locust Trace just like spreading out into
Mhm.
vastly different uh
Mhm.
things of ag. Like
Right.
you are going in for hopefully to be a large animal vet. Then we have
Hmm.
Haley going in to be a educator. Then
Hmm.
we have ag econ, and then we have
Hmm.
um Addison doing something with lawyer and with a
Yeah,
focus
Addison's
on
doing like ag law. So
which
yeah, Sam's doing landscape
Abby
architecture. Like there's just so many cool different things.
and Abby is going in for I don't know.
She's doing education
She's doing
as well.
education.
She's doing it at Moorhead. So
That makes sense. She would be a really good teacher. That makes sense.
hmm
She's the I say this to her all the time, and I will never let her hear the end of this. But she's the reason why I got involved in FFA at Locust Trace.
what's she really?
Yeah,
It's really special.
during like I was already kind of involved in FFA at middle school, but I don't think I
Hmm.
would be as involved as I was if it wasn't for Abby during the new student leadership conference, kind of being like,
Oh
"Hey,
yeah,
you should do junior parley,"
yeah,
and I was like, "Sure,
sure, yeah.
sure." Hey,
It's really
it's
special.
yeah, it's honoring agriculture opportunities. And
Hmm. Hmm.
the F, what is that even? Is it the FFA pledge? I don't
It's
know. It's some. I don't know what its like
I
technical
guess
name is.
yeah. I
We
guess
have
it's our pledge. I mean, it's our pledge when we do opening ceremonies.
ceremonies. Yeah,
So,
I need to
yeah,
look what its actual name is because I
yeah.
don't know.
I
But
would
like,
assume pledge is right.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I had to hear the creed 2 times during
Oh
that,
yeah, yeah.
which I love the creed from
Hmm.
with all of my heart.
Hmm.
Hearing it a lot, kind of.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It,
It really can be a lot.
yeah,
So
but hey, hearing that what is it, the fifth paragraph during uh right before July 4th, the
hmm.
American agriculture.
Hmm. I will say, like last night, I was at like a family friends and we were doing fireworks and everything, and I was watching fireworks, and I thought to myself, I was like, I love Fourth of July. I love it here. I love it sitting right here in this backyard with my friends and my family. But Fourth of July will never compare to when you're at FFA camp.
Mm-hmm.
Never compare ever. And I will stand by that forever, probably, unless I don't know. But at this very moment, Fourth of July at FFA camp is really, really special. It's a lot of
Yep.
fun.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
how it is for me too. I don't
Yeah.
like just nothing is gonna beat just sitting in the kickball field just watching
Hmm.
the fireworks and looking down and seeing Mr. Bustle run away for a minute because he was one of the people lighting the fireworks and like
Yeah.
um according to him with his own sound effects and went boom boom and he was and he in his head he went oh no and he just started running.
I would too. I
Yeah,
would too.
and you could just like everyone was fine. I should preface that.
I was
No
gonna
one
say,
got
is Mr.
hurt.
Russell okay?
Yeah.
But
But yeah, you could just like if you like look down at where they were coming from, you just see this like little ball of fire at the bottom. It
great,
just
great. At the brand new Martin Gatton FFA Leadership Training Camp.
yeah, and we were telling Mr. Bustle not to lose a finger so he can continue to snuggle with his little toolbox.
His toolbox. That's so funny. I'll have to talk to him about it.
Yeah,
We can crack the code and find out
he
what was
cracked the
actually
code.
in it.
It was a key lock. It wasn't even a code. It
Yeah.
was what what I assume it was. I assume it was just like a first aid kit or something like that.
Hmm.
But I also think he just wanted people to think about it more than you probably should,
He
just
might
because
have
of
had his
people.
Robert's Rules of Order in there. You never know. He's pretty obsessed with that
That
thing.
yeah, I
So,
almost brought it too. I almost brought my
yeah.
Robert's rules, and I was like, do I really want to read Robert's rules while at camp?
It's pretty fitting, but
Um, but yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
of course, yeah. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I had a great
Yes, of
time.
course. Thank you.
So.